I was just kidding. Hello everyone, welcome to the April 16th, 2015 meeting of the Litchfield Mosquito Control District. I'm Chairman John Ladger. To my left is former Selectman and District Member Al Raccio. I'd like to thank Anthony DeBrambro for doing our cable, and I'd like to thank Donna Burrell for doing our meeting minutes. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Chair will call the roll. District Member Al Raccio.
Present.
And I'm here. Public input. Anybody from the public wishing to speak? Seeing and hearing none. Move on. Meetings, just for the record, the meetings were posted here at Town Hall and at the Town Library. I just want to bring everybody's attention to, we received some brochures from the state of New Hampshire, some free brochures. I've been to like around 16 or 17 different businesses and churches around town. They're available for you to take a look at. So if you see them, please pick up one and take it home with you. Thank you very much. We also have some posters around town too. These posters were given to us too by the state of New Hampshire for free. And these will be distributed around the rec fields throughout town. Okay. Table meeting, next on the agenda is tabled meeting minutes. I'd like to make a motion to take off the table the November 20th, 2014 meeting minutes.
Second the motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0-0. Right now I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of November 20th, 2014 as written.
I'll second the motion and open for discussion, please.
Okay, discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The November 20 minutes, as documented, appear to be in order consistent with our notes from the 20th meeting. However, given that Mr. Chairman, you were absent on that meeting, and Mr. Tate has since retired, I believe we have a little bit of a anomaly here regarding the protocol of the minutes. As the senior district member still present, I would vote to accept the minutes as written and exercise the rights as the senior member for the majority to carry in lieu of Mr. Tate's vote, who is no longer present and with us. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to close discussions and open the vote, please.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? I'll abstain. Motion passes 1-0-0. Excuse me, 1-0-1.
And Mr. Chairman, I believe that will officially close these minutes for the record.
Okay. Next is the approval of the February 26th, 2015 meeting minutes. All members were present, so this is going to be an easier one. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We had quite a bit of discussion regarding a host of issues, including discussions on EEE, the upcoming sessions, prevention initiatives, discussions of looking at other members, joining alternate members, which unfortunately we didn't close on
Right.
quite quick enough.
Yeah.
From the looks of the minutes, I see no outstanding corrections necessary, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. With that said, I'd like to make a motion to approve the February 26th, 2015 meeting minutes of the Litchfield Mosquito Control District. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes 2-0-0. Okay. Next on the agenda is Chair, Vice Chair, acting nominations. As you stated earlier, we're short one of our members right now. We're looking for, if anybody out there is watching tonight that has available a Thursday night, it's usually the third Thursday of the month, that would like to come down and give back to their town, we have a seat right here for you. Senior citizen, anybody, just come on down. We'd really appreciate the extra help. As you all know, we've been in town, the district has been in town for 9 years now. And everybody on this that has been on this committee has been dedicated. And there's just certain situations that come up that people don't have control over that step down. And we need somebody else to come down and step up to the plate and come on down on a Thursday night and help out the town a little bit. Really appreciate it. With that said, I'd like to make a motion that I will continue as acting chairman of the Litchfield Mosquito Control District until a new member is sworn in and put on the board.
I'll second the motion for discussion.
Discussion. Yeah.
Yes. I think that's an extremely wise decision. We are now currently a board of 2, and to elect while we're still looking for a new member would not give an opportunity for the new member to have a voice in the organization. With that said, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call the motion.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes 2-0-0. Now, as far as vice chairman is concerned, I'd like to nominate Al Raccio as acting vice chair of the Litchfield Mosquito Control District until a new member is chosen on our board.
I'll second the motion for discussion, Mr. Chairman.
Discussion?
Historically, whether I was a selectman on the planning board or privileged to sit in this committee, I never vote for myself. In this circumstance, I believe as chairman, you have the reigning authority, just like we did in the minutes. So I will continue never to vote for myself.
Okay.
However, I will abstain
Okay.
and let the vote carry as it will.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other discussion?
No.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Abstain?
Abstain?
One abstain. Motion passes 1-0-1. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Next on the agenda is municipal pest management letter. That's the public notices that they sent to the town. Those are displayed here at the town hall and they're displayed at the library. I checked over there. Work begins April 15th, so it's already begun as of now. And as you know, they're going by the contract till October. So,
Excellent.
any questions with that?
No, I did notice there's another communication from Municipal Pest Services regarding additional literature and information. I just picked it up on email. Should get that printed out and presented for our upcoming meeting.
Yeah. Mhm.
A lot of good information there.
Yeah. Okay, next on the agenda is goals and objectives. Well, one of our goals is to have somebody come on our board. That's one of the goals. So if we get that accomplished, that'd be good. Is there any goals or objectives, Al, that you'd like to maybe mention now that's been on your mind for a while? Or?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we had quite a lengthy discussion our last meeting regarding goals and objectives for the upcoming season. As tough as it is for a board of 3 of us to truly excel in those goals and objectives was hard enough. Until we get an additional member, we're going to be challenged even more. I think, like you say, our number one objective should be focusing on getting a new member quickly.
Right.
Of the initiatives that you set out, segmenting various activities for various members, I think is a sound and good path forward. I also believe that additional focus on barrier spraying and preparing for barrier spraying through the summer months needs attention greatly. Coordination, although vastly improved from our first attempts at that, we're still finding lack of access. We're still finding gates and passageways unlocked, or I'm sorry, not unlocked.
Right.
We have some cooperation from the fire department, and of course our health officer, immense cooperation, but it seems to need a little rejuvenating from the school district side, as well as Parks and Recreation. I would like us to focus on putting the burden more on these major departments to assist in mosquito prevention and assist in education as part of their routine. It's one thing, for example, to provide a nice grassy surface at most of our parks. However, if there's water traps, if they're tick-laden, if they are not as attentive to those issues, full garbage cans, all these things collect water and promote mosquitoes. So I believe until we get fully staffed and trained, we should be focusing on these department leads to spread the word. And what resources we have should focus on school meetings, large public affairs, where our time can be best utilized to reach the most amount of people. So from what we set up last month, our new circumstances, we need to be a little bit dynamic, and we need to shift our emphasis over to some of the department heads and solicit strongly their support.
Right.
Without them, we're not gonna succeed.
I think that maybe one of us should maybe attend the next Recreation Commission meeting or the next school board meeting and try to talk to them about what you just discussed with me. Like the trouble with the locks and stuff like that. That should all work, smoothly. Shouldn't be really the contacts, who the best person to get in contact with. Obviously, Kevin wasn't around the last time. He was on vacation. So it was, it was a little, with Kevin there, it makes it a lot easier,
Well, even with Kevin's support, which in most cases is the only support, it's still incumbent on those department leads and those, like the recreation committee, the school board district, to be proactive and engaged. So when we are out there at 9, 10 o'clock at night, working around their student schedules, they should be there making sure we have access, making sure we're not inadvertently hurting one of their fields or one of their surfaces. All the gates and locks are open for the recreational parks. And I don't believe that's a tremendous burden, especially now that it's budgeted. It's a funded, budgeted activity. They can plan, just like we plan. And they have numerous resources against ours.
So what do you think the best avenue to take is with this? I mean,
So I
to
think
actually get results.
I think you're
Instant
spot
results.
on with attending. I'd like to see a letter from the chairman to the recreation committee requesting, not at leisure time, but getting on their agenda specifically to solicit their help and understanding of how they can and should participate. And I think that should go to the rec committee and the school superintendent. And then let us
report
know.
back.
Yeah, let us know when it is, and we will make sure that we're available to support it.
Yeah, that's like discussed at the last meeting, that was like one of our goals too, is to try to get all the information down where we wouldn't even have to think about the contacts, everything should just work totally smooth.
Right.
You know, there shouldn't be any problems with that. One of the biggest goals that I have is I've tried for a long time, is to try to get some programming on our cable, public access channel 20. As far as mosquito videos, mosquito prevention videos, some new updated slides, and because our lifeblood really is the cable committee, as far as getting the information out, as far as in my perception of the whole thing. And hopefully we can work together once again to make that happen. And it's got to happen soon. You know, we got to start getting stuff on, I believe, no later than the middle of May, and then have it run all the way through July and August, and especially September, when high risk Tripoli and West Nile virus occurs.
No, I agree with you. Unfortunately, where's the assets to do it with, John?
Right.
If you want to take that back up, we have a new chairman of the board now. Maybe we can reintroduce the topic at the Board of Selectmen. I'm not going to do that anymore. But if we're expected to produce material that's more than what we meet here, then we need to be able to do that.
Right.
So, and I'll just leave that there, John.
Okay, next on the agenda is Open Doors Fellowship. I went down to the Open Doors Christian Fellowship on 3A, and I brought him the brochures like we did last year. He was very happy to have the brochures. He said he almost ran out the last time, so that was a good thing. And he mentioned to me that a number of people have gotten Lyme disease down there and stuff, and I requested to him about possibly maybe having somebody come from the district come up after Mass, maybe a 5-minute presentation about what the Litchfield Mosquito Control District does, some tick preventive measures, some mosquito preventive measures, and he was like 100% for it. It was just a matter of maybe scheduling something with him. I don't know your interest on that.
I think education to the public is paramount. I think the more that we can do it, the better off the general public is going to be. I would be happy to spend time here in Town Hall, or phone call or something, but my schedule won't permit right now going down or taking up weekends. I'm actually working.
Okay.
So if they have a time they want to meet here at Town Hall, great. I'll be glad to support it. But I do need a couple of days' notice.
Okay.
And
Maybe
then
I
we
could-
can be,
Maybe I can talk with Terry Wilcox, who's the pastor over there, and maybe I can have him come to maybe our next meeting, and maybe you can just
Sure.
forward information to the people over there, if that's the way you want it.
I'll be glad to support whatever they
Okay.
can do here, no
All
problem.
right, I'll
Yep.
ask him to come at the next meeting. Next on the agenda is the bat boxes. The thing with the bat boxes is these bat boxes are gonna have to be installed no later than the first week of May in order to possibly attract bats for the year. At the last meeting, you mentioned to me to contact Kim from Municipal Pest Management Services, and I did. And her response was that some towns do use bat boxes and install them where bats are already residing. And as she mentioned, it's difficult to attract bats to new areas. And what else did she say here? And then she said that there could be a chance of possibly maybe, they can also carry disease, including but not limited to rabies. She said to consult the local or state wildlife division to find out more about the health and general biology of bats in your area before installing bat houses. I contact Pam from the state wildlife division in Concord, and she was 100% for us doing this. She said it would be a great project. She said as far as any person catching rabies, it's less than 1%. She says usually if somebody gets bit by a bat, it's because if somebody's in an enclosed area with the bat. And the
Like
bat-
their attic.
Yeah, right. And the bat feels trapped and it's
Right.
always gonna try to protect itself. As far as the Conservation Commission, I guess, wanted to fix a couple of the gates down at Moores Falls Conservation Area. And she discussed that they don't have the money to go for the expensive bat box, but we'll check with the shop teacher at Campbell High School to see if we can acquire one that way. And also, they think it's a worthy project, but funding doesn't let us proceed. That's from Joan McGibbon.
Yeah.
So, I'll just tell you the details of the bat box. The bat box, the highlights once again. The bat box will last over 20 years. It will be on a wooden pole. There's the hardware is separate from the bat box. It's around $20 more, which consists of bolts and brackets. The bat box will be attached to the post. The post is about 16 feet high. You need 3 bags of cement to cement it in to the ground. The cost of the bat box is $220. And it's available within a week. So if we ordered it Friday, it would be in hopefully the following Friday, which would be probably about a week before, or a week and a half before the deadline to get it up. I know we have $300 in our budget right now, but I'm thinking back 9 years now, and I'm trying to figure out one line that we've actually spent money on, and I haven't thought of it yet.
We spent, over the past 9 years, oh yeah. In the first 5 years of our budget, when we were returning
Yeah,
anywhere from a
return.
third to a half of our,
Right.
of our budget.
But I'm saying when we had like $90 for
Oh,
letters.
yeah, no,
For
no,
stamps.
right.
What else do we have? Stuff for posters.
We had stuff for posters, we
Right,
had
all
stuff,
that. We didn't spend any of that money at all.
for
And we-
services, right.
And we gave all that money back to the
Right.
town again.
So,
So-
you know, in your thought process, you're absolutely right. Our budget is $300 for everything.
Right.
The bat box alone is the budget, the entire
Just
budget.
about, yeah. But
What I would do,
that's about
Mr.
50.
Chairman, I would solicit the town, the Board of Selectmen, and Jason to look at contingency or look at where they may be able to dig up $220 out of a $5.5+ million town budget, of which we have $300 of not surplus money, but money that isn't allocated to a contract, and see if they have enough wherewithal to manage to dig up $225. Personally, if the Conservation Commission says no, and they have a budget much bigger, along with conservation land management funds in excess of hundreds of thousands of dollars, I am compelled on this committee to say, no, we cannot buy a bat box. It's our entire budget. And say, Mr. Selectman, Jason, find, please, $225 so we can have a bat box and determine with one whether we should add that to our budget or not. And then we could solicit the road department to help us anchor the thing. And solicit Joan to, where are there currently bat boxes? Because like our advisors say, putting up a new box is a guaranteed no start for many years.
Could be.
Could be.
Right.
And if we're gambling on $220 out of $5.5 million, we better be right, John.
My point with the whole thing is that, like I said, we haven't spent any money on the line items, like for letters and all this stuff. We've given that back to the taxpayers. If we decide to just keep going status quo as we are now, what are we going to use the $300 for this year?
Well, let's see, it's the opening month of the season, and we could hypothetically be committing whatever budget we have in one shot. And
But-
furthermore, there's no guarantee of the return on investment, John.
Yeah, I know.
This
I know
isn't
that.
like we're going to get, a special chemical mixture for our mosquito larvae. Or this is a crapshoot on, pardon my French, on whether a bat box, a single bat box, will actually be of benefit. And we're going to commit our budget,
Well-
potentially, for
Well,
that.
The lady at the Wildlife Refuge said that those bats are really, that they've been depleting over the last few years, so the little brown bats.
Yep.
So,
So are we saving bats, John, or are we trying to kill
I know it's a
mosquitoes?
speck. I know it's a
Right.
speck in the world of everything else. It's just a little speck. But sometimes a little speck makes a big difference.
So,
True. I mean,
once again,
I'm
are we
kind of in-
saving bats or are we eradicating mosquitoes? Because if
trying-
we're
we
saving
are
bats,
actually-
we're in the wrong
we
business.
are actually trying to do both.
Well, we're in the wrong business. We're not here as the Conservation Committee. We're here as mosquito district members.
But we've also worked with the Conservation Commission too. I mean, Joan has been on the board, and
Right.
she was the original one that mentioned it many years ago, so.
And,
I thought it
and
would
yet
be a
the
good idea.
conservation, how many bat boxes over the past 9 years
Mhm.
has the Conservation Commission put up?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, once again, they're into land conservation,
Right,
land,
right.
and preservation of environment, right?
Right, they're in
So
charge, they're in
they-
charge of, what
right.
is it, the pond over there, what's its name of it, that has all the endangered species in it? Right off of, 3A.
Right. It's the one behind the school or off of 3A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either way, Mr. Chairman, let me just say this. You're in a, the board right now is in a precarious position. I've stated, you know, if the Conservation Commission had gone in, I would have voted, yeah, we'll give them $25 or we'll give them $50. That doesn't deplete at the beginning of the season our budget. That's
Yeah.
fiscally unresponsible,
Yeah.
in my humble opinion.
I know,
But so-
but it's kinda like, you know,
If
okay,
you bring it up for a vote, and you have been staunch about this, you have advocated this, if you bring it up for a vote, the vote will pass. If we have another member, you're going to have to convince that member too. So you have an opportunity, Mr. Chairman, you can bring it up, we can vote on it, we both know our positions, it won't be any shocking surprise, and we can move forward, sir. Because you're right, if we don't do it now,
Well,
it's too late.
right, because I would really hate to see, like, in September or October, that we still have the $300 left still in there.
And I would
Yeah.
hate like hell to see come July, August, September, that we have another issue that we need funds and
Well, then we can go to the Board of Selectmen and we can
And say-
request the money, you know?
say,
I mean, we could just
yes,
say, hey, we spent
we spent our money,
$250 on bat boxes, and we need some extra money that we didn't plan for, so I'm sure that they would be
Yeah.
more than willing to give us the money.
then why won't they give us $250 for a bat box, John? Come on, right?
They will,
So I'll tell you what, I'll make it easy. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to motion motion to procure a bat box at $235.
$235
That's with or without the hardware.
with the
$235. And you know what? We need 4 bags of cement too, right?
Yeah.
So what is cement? $20 a bag?
No.
I have no clue.
I'll
Completely-
donate the cement. How's
You'll
that?
donate the cement.
Yes,
So-
and I'll donate the post. So
I'd like
there's,
to make a motion for $235 for a bat box, Mr. Chairman. Is there a second to the motion?
second,
I've already had my discussion. If you'd like to call the motion, sir.
motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose?
Opposed?
Opposed? Abstain?
Ayes have it. 1-1.
1-1.
Awesome. Congratulations, John. We got our first bat box.
Pressure's on, okay.
I hope the Conservation Commission and the rest of the town departments with significant budgets takes note.
Okay. Next, I put budget because I knew we were gonna be talking about the budget after the bat boxes. So, is there anything to talk about the budget? We don't know yet because we don't know the balance that we're going to have left, which will be slim.
Cool.
Okay, before we get into any other business, we have 3 tick removal videos that we'd like to show the public. And Anthony, can you set that up for us?
I think the TV went to sleep.
Okay.
In that type of heated discussion, the TV goes to sleep? Are we that boring?
Just for the public's, we'd just like to, we'd eventually like to put these on the local cable channels, have them run through the summer. Something different on the cable. And there'll be more coming, so. Can you enlarge it? This one here doesn't have any volume. It just reads the bottom. That's all.
So what's really interesting about this, Mr. Chairman, is the fact that not only do we here at the Mosquito Control District
Oh, yeah, I can see.
promote general information regarding ticks and mosquitoes and the various diseases that they carry, but there is a host of information like you have found,
Yeah.
public accessible. It takes just minutes to either come down and join us here, tune to channel 20 on your cable,
Yeah.
or during your normal course of surfing the web, pop in and take a quick look at some of these videos. They're more designed for the people at home, people like you and I that have kids or raised kids in a wet, marshy area that is subject to deer ticks and mosquitoes in marshes.
Now, with that last video, they were showing the special tweezers that you're supposed to have. You're supposed to have the real pointy ones, not the regular tweezers that you would use for normal things. Because I guess when you're pulling it out, it leaves some of the ticks still in there. These other tweezers are available at drugstores and all that, with the pointy, real sharp pointy
Yeah.
tips on them. So,
You ready for the next?
sure, yeah.
So the reason you don't want to really hurt the tick is actually that the tick is feeding on you and salivating. And so when you burn the tick, it salivates even more. Pretty much you're scaring it and it just goes bleh into you. And that's what you want to avoid, because in the saliva you have potential pathogens. So you want to avoid that. The safe way to remove ticks is to take your tweezers and you want to go as close to the skin as possible. And you want to hold on to your tick, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to hold on and you're going to pull straight up. Slowly, steadily. You don't want to twist, you don't want to jerk, you just want very steadily to hold on to your tick like this and pull up like that. Now you have your tick, the mouth parts are there. People worry about not having the head stay into you. They don't really have a head to speak of. All they put in there is little mouth parts. They're sinking their teeth into you. And so the teeth, when you remove them that way, you can see them, they're right there. The place where you had your tick, always a good idea to disinfect with alcohol and to monitor the area, just to make sure. Wood ticks don't transmit Lyme disease, so you wouldn't have a problem with that. That said, they are a little critter that lives in the wild, and there could be some kind of bacteria, or even just because there's a hole in your skin, you can have staph infection or anything like that. So just clean the area with alcohol or soap and water, and keep an eye on it.
And there's one more, I guess, camping one, if Tony can find that. I don't know if it's on there. I think it's down towards the bottom.
like videos, so do I. I want you to watch videos to your heart's content. So keep your eyes open.
Unlike bears and snakes, which you probably won't encounter on most of your camping trips, you will come across ticks. Ticks are a serious issue. They carry Lyme disease, or they can carry Lyme disease. So you want to be prepared for if you do get bitten by a tick, and you also want to be prepared and take precautions to make sure you don't get bitten by a tick. Ticks are spiders. They're not bugs. They're actually arachnids, and they come in different sizes, or there are different size ticks. Deer ticks, which are the ones that can carry Lyme disease, are actually usually the size of a pinhead or smaller, but ticks can be as big as like a pencil eraser. The biggest thing you can do to prevent getting bitten by a tick is to cover up. So if you're gonna be hiking or walking in any kind of tall brush, you wanna make sure you're wearing pants. You should tuck your pants into your socks. If you're wearing shorts and it's summer, I would definitely wear tall socks. That's the way that ticks usually hitch a ride. From there, ticks are gonna look for dark, warm places on your body. Ticks end up in your armpits, they end up on your scalp, under your hair, on your belly. They're looking for a safe, warm place to live. So you really should do regular and frequent tick checks. Check all those places religiously. If you've gone for a hike at the end of a day, just make sure you're doing frequent tick checks. If you find a tick, if it hasn't bitten you yet, you can just pick it and flick it off. If it's bitten you, that's where you have to be really careful, because if you dig at the tick with a tweezer, which is one of the most popular ways to remove a tick, if you tear the tick or break its body, if it's carrying a disease, the disease can actually enter your bloodstream. So if you're going to use a tweezer to pull a tick out, you want to make sure you get the whole body and you grasp the tick and twist it and pull it
Just
out.
the
If
opposite
you
of
get
what
bitten
you-
by a tick, you're not really going to know, most likely, if it's carrying Lyme disease. If it's a small tick, I would definitely go visit my doctor when I got back from my trip and just make sure and see if you can get tested for Lyme disease. Lyme disease usually can present itself with the bullseye style rash, but a lot of times it doesn't. So you might get some other symptoms, feeling like you've got the flu. But I would say, even if I'm not getting symptoms, if I was bitten by a tick, I'd definitely go visit my doctor when I got back from the trip. But the biggest things that you can do are just to try to avoid getting bitten by a tick, and that's cover up, do tick checks, and also a lot of people don't like bug spray, particularly bug spray with DEET in it. DEET's the most powerful ingredient that wards away ticks. So if you're concerned about ticks, I would definitely get a bug spray, and I would get one with DEET.
Yeah, those are just three videos that I come across, and like I said, we're going to try to use as much information as we can throughout the summer, different videos, and we're going to try to keep them fresh and updated, so they don't get stale. So you can tune in to Channel 20, LCTV Channel 20, and they'll be running throughout the course of the day in the next few weeks. First, I'd like to thank Jason Hawk for allowing us to have this presentation. I asked Jason on Monday if he would lend us the town computer and have this set up for us. And it's very nice when with people in government that can work all together, we actually can get results. And that's what we want. It benefits everybody, the people, everybody here. And if we can keep a working relationship like we have been with Jason. Jason also gave us these brochure holders. Gave them to the district, like he promised he would. So we have the plastic holders. He gave us some cardboard holders too, if we needed extra. So he came through on that too, and I really, really want to thank him a lot for all his work, because everything that I've told Jason that I would like to have or what I needed at the time, he's come through. And I really, really thank him for that. Al, do you have anything else to say?
No, I think we're good, John.
Okay. Any other business? Nothing? Okay. Don't have anything either. The next Mosquito District meeting is May 21st, 2015, which will be on a Thursday. Like I said, if anybody is interested in being a member of the Litchfield Mosquito Control District, please come down to Town Hall. You can email Town Hall at litchfieldnewhampshire.gov, or you can call Town Hall at 424-4046. We meet every third Thursday of the month, usually about an hour meeting, so it wouldn't be that long. And we really appreciate somebody stepping up to the plate and coming down. I just want to leave everybody with the mosquito prevention tip of the month. Keep weeds, tall grass, and bushes trimmed because they provide an outdoor home for the mosquitoes most commonly associated with West Nile virus and triple E. So cut those weeds down and keep the grass down and the bushes trimmed, if you can. That'd be great. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
So done?
All in favor? Aye?
Aye?
Aye. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Meeting ends at 7:48. Thank you very much. We'll see you at the next meeting on May 21st. Thank you very much. Have a good night.